Hey strangers. Yes, I've been missing from BookTube. I'm not a slacker, I promise. I've been very busy with work. Like, I may not work constantly all year round, but the springtime is my busiest time of year for work, and I have had 0 days off in like 3 weeks. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but then Jennifer over at Insert Literary Pun here, she's a sweetie. Go check her out. Although she has way more subscribers than I do, so you probably already know who she is, or you're here because of her. Anyway, she tagged me in a book tag, well, sort of a book tag. It's a anything but books tag, so I guess it's not a book tag, and I think I'm doing it right. I'm not sure. We'll see. Hey, I remembered to brew today, and there's not alcohol in it, which is weird. It's coffee. Okay, so the questions for this tag go as follows. We'll start with number 1. Name a cartoon or cartoons that you love. I'm really torn about this because I grew up watching The Simpsons, and I know every episode I think ever made, except for probably the last few seasons because I don't keep up with it because it comes on Sunday nights and my daughter is not old enough to watch it yet. She's only 10, so I'm gonna go ahead and say SpongeBob SquarePants is my favorite cartoon because it was around when I was younger and it's my daughter's favorite cartoon still, so that's my answer. SpongeBob SquarePants. I love him. What is your favorite song right now? I don't know if this is my favorite song right now, but I've been singing it constantly for the past 2 weeks since we first watched the movie, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say anything from the Moana soundtrack is my favorite song right now, except for that obnoxious song Shiny that the hermit crab sings, because I hate that song. Really hate that song. But the rest of the soundtrack is so catchy. I am Moana! 3. What could you do for hours that isn't reading? My first inclination was to say sleep, but that's dumb. It's dumb. I'll go ahead and say what I could do for hours. Work in my garden. I really love gardening. Vegetables, flowers, really anything that will grow. I have some raised garden beds, although they're very sad right now. I can see them from my window. I used to have a gardening Instagram, but then I stopped. Why did you tag me, Jennifer? This is not interesting for anyone. This is boring. Question number 4. What is something that you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? So instead of something that I love to do that would surprise my followers, I'm gonna say just something that would surprise my followers about me. I did not graduate from college. I went to college for a long time. I probably have double the amount of credits that I need to get a degree, but I could never nail down a major or a degree that I really wanted, and before I could finish, after raising my daughter that I had at a young age, I had so much student debt, and I had already started a business of my own, so I figured what's the point of finishing my degree when I am very self-taught in a lot of ways. I love learning on my own. I don't really thrive in a classroom atmosphere, and I just figured why get into more debt when your business does really well? So there it is. I am not a college graduate. Number 5, what is your favorite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about? And this can do with books, I guess. Well, it kind of does have to do with books. I say history is my favorite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about. I'm not really specific about what kind of history I like to learn. I love it all. All of it. Number 6, what is something unusual that you know how to do? I don't know if this is unusual, but I'm a really good knitter. I mean, I've made a lot of things, I've knit a lot of things, but I've given most of them away. But this year, right around the election time, my anxiety was really up, so I made a ton of these like hats that I gave most of them away, but I made a lot of them. See? Okay. And this is a sweater in progress. It's a cardigan in progress. Somehow. This is one side of it. The other side's still on needles, so. Name something that you've made in the last year is question number 7. And show us if you can. I tried my hand at shibori dyeing with indigo last year. So this might have been made a little over a year ago, but we're just gonna count it. So I dyed some fabric. I made like this kind of thing, it's kind of a kimono sort of thing. This was also before I got a sewing machine, so I hand stitched the inside. Horrible job. Number 8, what is your most recent personal project? Aside from raising a puppy? I started bullet journaling, which is something that I used to make fun of because I thought it was too cutesy, like too I don't know. But then I met a blogger when I was in Bermuda for work, and she changed my mind completely. And it's kind of like, it's still a work in progress. I just started it last week, but like, here's this, like I made all this, so like here's the key for my tasks, and here's like a look at the year ahead with certain things circled in certain colors, and my reading list that I just started, books and brews, client checklist, quotes to script. I do calligraphy sometimes. This was my first week, which is kind of rough looking. Habit tracker, and then this is the week I just started this morning. So by the end of the week, this should be full. And what I like about bullet journaling is that it's not just about a schedule, it's also about memory keeping. So sometimes I'll put down like something special that happened that day, or a memory, or something that we had for dinner, something like that. And I like it. I like the idea of being able to look back, so that's my most recent personal project. So I need my coffee. Tell us something you think about often, maybe while staring out of windows. Jennifer, did you add that? Or was that the question to begin with? I think you added it. A lot of my repeated thoughts are a little bleak, so I don't know if I want to really talk about that, but usually just has to do with concern for my daughter and my family. But if I want to say something happy that I think about often while staring out windows, I think about how grateful I am for the health of myself and my family and my friends, and how lucky we are to live in such a privileged world when so many others are suffering. That got bleak. See, I just can't resist. Number 10, give us something that's your favorite, but make it something oddly specific, not like your favorite food, but like your favorite food when you've been studying for hours and forgot to eat, or you know, something like that. I love the way that Newt smells. My dog. Yeah, I love the way my puppy smells. He smells like corn chips. I know that's really weird and kind of gross, but I love that. I love the way he smells. It's like crack. We're almost done. Number 11. Lastly, say the first thing that pops into your head. I don't like college football. Actually, I don't really like football at all. And I say that because there's a Florida State University Seminoles Cup sitting on top of the record player that belongs to my wife. Okay, well, that was the anything but books tag. I hope that that was not completely horribly boring for you. It probably was, because I'm weird and you should probably distance yourself from me immediately. Jennifer, I'm gonna get you back. Okay, so future plans really quick. I know that I haven't posted a video in like 2 or 3 weeks, but I have to finish, and this is what I'm doing this week, because I have it down in my bullet journal, so if it's down there, it's happening. March book haul part 2, review Gentleman in Moscow, review Margaret the First, talk about the Bailey's long list and short list, because I didn't respond to either one, and it's a huge deal, and I have a lot to say about it.